If you're in Web3 but not really solving a problem, I'm sorry, brother, I cannot feature you, right?
Yeah. It used to be called the guilt-free hack, and that's when I actually started writing. Never really gave it a hard thought key career-wise how it is going to fare, but just started writing. And my blog was discovered by one AI was trying to teach, these models how to play hide and seek. And I'm talking about 2018. And
Yeah.
fast forward to 2006, what we cannot do with AI, right? We have come so far.
So hey everyone, welcome back to SecureDApp. As always, this is your host and host Kunal, and today we are back with a new episode of SecureDApp's 12-minute show. And trust me, this one is the special one because we have a person whom I personally as well as professionally admire, a very close friend of mine, Mr. Harshajit Sarmah. Harshajit, welcome to SecureDApp. Tell us, how are you?
Thank you so much, Kunal. I mean, it feels little different. I'm usually on the other side of the screen, talking to
I can
people and
understand that.
introducing, but today, but yeah, I'm good. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, Harshjit. So, Harshjit, from engineering to Crypto India magazine, take us through this whole journey from starting to the
Right,
end, what is happening right now, and all that.
right. So it's actually nothing fancy about the whole journey. It's just everything started unfolding at the right time. So I'm a computer science engineering graduate, but I started writing during my third year of engineering. So what happened is I was doing my ethical hacking training here in Bangalore. I'm a pen tester. So whatever I would learn at training, I would come back and write about it. For example, I would learn about social engineering, I would learn about phishing, I would learn about DDoS. I would come back and write about that particular concept and share it on Facebook. That was the place back then. And then I started a blog on Blogger. It used to be called the Guilt Free Hack. And that's when I actually started writing. Never really gave it a hard thought key career wise how it is going to fare, but just started writing. And my blog was discovered by one magazine, got my first job, and from then onwards, I've been a writer through and through. But my major interest came in core tech is when I started working as a data science journalist for a very renowned media. It's called AIM Media House. I was a data science journalist there, and that's when everything actually the core writing, a core tech journalism started there. I still remember one of the fascinating stories I was writing back in 2018 was about OpenAI's uh, machine learning model. So basically, OpenAI was trying to teach, these models how to play hide and seek. And I'm talking about 2018. And
Yeah,
fast forward to 2006, what we cannot do with AI, right? We have come so far. Back then, even Nokia and a beatboxer was trying to teach a machine learning model how to produce a beat, right? How to beatbox. And it's just fascinating how things have fared so far. And yeah, from then, around 2020, I guess, I started working with two amazing people, Hikaru and Kenny, and both of them used to run Elevate Ventures. They were a VC arm, and that's exactly where I got introduced to Web3, and I got so much into Web3. I was like, okay, I need to write more about this industry, correct? And I was writing actually PR copies for a lot of portfolio projects of Elevate Ventures, and I started writing these copies for a lot of publications. I was writing for Forbes China, I was writing for Entrepreneur, and I just used to think maybe I can also do something of my own. Maybe I can also create a media where I can actually talk about, the homegrown projects, the homegrown Web3 projects, and just started domain and Crypto India magazine happened. That domain eventually turned into a blog. Then blog started getting traction, and that blog media house. Now it's a full-fledged media outlet, and I think we are one of the first media outlets from India to have a physical magazine for Web3. I think now that I'm talking about it, it's quite a journey. So yeah, that's how it all started, and yep, that's pretty much about the whole journey of how Crypto India magazine said. Right.
That's an interesting journey, Harshajit. From engineering to Crypto India magazine, correct? And Web3's first magazine in India, correct?
I think there is one more, but I'm not really don't want to take the name as well. I'm not really sure
No issues.
if they call themselves a magazine from India, but if they
correct. So yeah, Harshit, one more follow-up question. You talked about crypto media, correct? So what gap did you see in crypto media that made you start Crypto India magazine today?
Question. I'm not sure that back then in one.
Harshit, your voice is breaking, I think. Hello? Harshit, am I audible?
Yep, you are. Am I audible now?
Yeah, now you are.
Okay, so there was a time when crypto was actually a bubble. Nobody really knew anything outside crypto, and it's not like we came into the picture and changed the entire scenario of crypto. There were other media outlets out there back then as well, since 2015 2016, but those outlets, they were only talking about crypto and coins. And they were getting
correct,
right? Nobody was talking about the core tech blockchain. I heard about blockchain back in 2016 or 17 when it was just getting started, and that was the first and last time I heard about blockchain. And when I started working in the series, I got to know, oh, there's so much beyond crypto, and there's so much beyond blockchain, there's so much beyond NFT, and I was wondering why nobody's talking about it, right? If people outside India are so much aware of it, I mean, I was pretty sure people here in India were aware too, but it was actually a small group of people, and the knowledge was not coming out.
Absolutely.
I wanted to talk more about it, not just from a coins or a token or a currency perspective, but from ethics, from culture, from technology, from every single perspective that we call Web3, right? I wanted to talk about it. I think that's exactly the core thing that we still follow at Crypto India magazine. We do not shill coins, we do not shill projects, we do not go behind the trend. We try to talk about things that really, really, really matter. So yeah.
Got it. Talking about narrative, Harshit, Reddit, very interestingly, because that was really interesting when you opened that narrative, you have made it in such a way that it will attract people. So talking about narrative, you launched it in Kansas, Hong Kong. What makes it different from everything else Crypto India magazine was already doing?
So we wanted the magazine to be free for people initially, and we did not want to sell it.
Correct.
We wanted people to grab this magazine for free, and that's what makes it special, right? So we wanted to go to a place where the crowd is already there. We don't want to, we just cannot go out there and start distributing, right? We want the magazine to be placed in the hands of people who are really willing to read, and in an industry where it is going to make a difference, right? And Consensus is one of those events where for a week, people from all around the world are there, right? And we wanted to target builders and institutions as well. I mean, the bigger and the medium players as well. Not anyone coming into the coming into the auditorium and grabbing who doesn't really know what it is, because narratives first issue is not meant for people who are normies. I understand we have to cater to normies, we have to cater to that audience who are not really aware of crypto or blockchain or web3, right? But this issue is not for them. They cannot read and understand anything about the industry, but we wanted this magazine to land in the hands of people who are going to read it, feel it, and kind of implement and understand, okay, this is how the industry may fare going forward, right? Which is why we chose Consensus. We actually wanted to go to a different event. To be very transparent, that event could not, bring in that footfall that we were expecting, right? Despite being a partner, one of their media partners, we were expecting that we would kind of, be able to get to a huge audience, but that didn't happen. They couldn't sell the tickets, and we wanted to make an impact. We didn't want to take a chance. We wanted the magazine to reach as many people as possible, which is why Consensus. And I think this gave us an insight.
But I think it has reached many, because it is very interesting to read that magazine. I was reading it.
Right. I mean, yeah, and it's a very different feeling, right? I mean, when you launch your first magazine, we put in so much effort, and everything was done in such hurry. And when we distributed, and I was there at the event, and I could see people carrying that magazine, I was like, okay, we have made it really, really far.
Yeah. You can feel that. You can feel that the hard work is paying off.
Absolutely.
So, Harshajit, one personal question. So, being an editor yourself, how do you decide that what story actually deserves to be told versus what is just about noise?
You open Twitter, you will see what is noise anyway, right? You open Reddit, you open Twitter, you will see what noise is. I mean, I don't really have to explain anyway. Now, if I have to explain, this is a very personal, unbiased decision that I personally make when I write about something, when I, kind of decide to feature a company or a person or a tech. My first thing on the checklist, it's not whether it's Web3 or crypto or blockchain. For me, is it really solving a problem, right? I mean, I don't really care whether this product, this service or anything, whether they incorporate blockchain, tokenomics or anything. That doesn't really matter to me when I think about it. Fine if you have it, right? But if you're just going on and on and on and talking tech, I mean, it's kind of evident that, okay, you're not solving a problem. You're just trying to chill and you're just trying to sell the tech. Right? Not every product needs blockchain. Not every product needs tokenomics. So this is my judgment. If you're in Web3 but not really solving a problem, I'm sorry, brother, I cannot feature you, right?
Fair enough.
This is one of the common examples that I give you, and this is the example that I give everywhere. There are so many crypto and Web3 games out there, right? Not all of them, that'd be a wrong phrase. I mean, so many of them are just mediocre, right? A gamer don't really care if there's blockchain or not. A gamer cares whether the game is fun to play. If your game is not fun to play, if nobody's playing, what's the point of having tokenomics? What's the point of having blockchain? Nobody cares about it, right? So that's
fair enough.
Right. So that is my criteria. First, product, whether it is solving a problem, and next is the person behind it, who is building, what's his history, is he really genuine? Because it's so easy to build a product now. You can just use any AI tool, build a product. You can use, so many marketing services, get thousands and thousands of followers on Twitter, X. You can just do things so quickly, right? So these are judgments that I have to make. The product, the person, the team, and the conviction, and what's their long-term goal, right? Are you really there for the long game, or you're just there to raise and vanish. If that is the case,
that's one of the golden words.
yeah, I mean it's not really news in Web3, right? I mean, I don't know if this is a real term. It's just something that I keep saying because I have seen people raise and vanish.
No, that is the reason. I have also heard it many times.
Right.
So, yeah, Harshajit. So, just last question from our end because we are running out of time here. So, but
No,
we want to talk to you much more broader way, but anyway, the time is not allowing us. So,
right.
my last question is, Harshajit, being in media, you might have heard about scams, hacks, collapses in Web3, correct? So, do you think Web3 is genuinely getting more secure or just better at explaining many failures?
This is very interesting, and this is something that I have recently spoke to one of the experts that I interviewed, and I think I have a clear idea of it. See, scams, hacks. To answer your question, yes, it is getting secured from a tech perspective. Yes, it is getting secured from a tech perspective. But we also have to look at the other aspect of it, right? The more tech gets advanced, the more secure it gets, the more smarter the hacker gets, because they're always looking for that one particular loophole, right? And if you look closely, the easiest loophole to crack is always a human. You can always fix a tech. You can always fix a tech, right? I mean, there's a bug, you can fix it. You cannot fix human nature, which is why I think social engineering is still one of the major reasons why people, lose their hard-earned money, fall prey to such scams. I mean, if someone is smart enough to get on a call and convince the other person to hand out the key phrases, or just hand out the OTP, or hand out any kind of credentials, you don't really have to be a techie hacker to crack anything, right? So this is personally, I feel, yes, Web3 is getting really secured with time. There are so many good tools out there, so many secured infrastructure out there. But what and where we lack is spreading the awareness to the people that is going to fix them, right? We have to make people more aware, more smart about the things that, okay, you should not do this. It doesn't matter if you're using infra that is secured enough. You have your 2FA sorted, you have your security key sorted, you have your fingerprint sorted. But if you yourself are not really smart enough and fall prey and leak out the credentials, then there's no point, right? So I think that is somewhere we lack, and we really need to spread that awareness, right? Because humans are where, and I think they'll continue to become the loopholes.
Absolutely, I agree on this. So with that, Harshajit, we do a wrap here. Any final words for our lovely audience?
I mean, yeah, I have been watching SecureDApp's the show, right? And I love the fact that you guys are wrapping it on 12-15 minutes, right? That is something that you have managed to crack. And on a personal note, have been a part of the SecureDApp team, have been associated with the team from the very get-go. I've seen the team grown, I've seen the product mature, and yes, really, really, really excited to be here right now on the other side, right? So yeah.
No, you deserve it, man. You are the founder.
Thank you so much.
So with that, audience, I hope you like this video. Share this. If you did so, hit the like button. Share this video with your friends, families, and colleagues. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, SecureDApp. Follow Crypto India magazine on website, on LinkedIn pages. Follow Harshajit. He's doing a very, very serious thing. He's building a very, very serious thing in crypto, because a magazine which is revealing the narrative, which is taking out the founders, their vision, their aim, and all that stuff. It is very interesting. Read Crypto India's magazine's first narrative. Will be pinned in the description as well. So yeah, with that, thank you for tuning in. We'll definitely see you next time. But till then, stay safe, stay secure, and as always, I say, stay ahead. Thank you so much. Thank you, Harshajit.
Thank you. Thank you.